So let's get started. I got 2 games ready to go. And this first game is on Blade's Edge. We did lose this game in a very, very bad fashion. But I wanted to include this in there because this is a very, very important game when it comes to what we learned and how we adjusted our gameplay for the next one after this. So yeah, let's get started with the opener. So the opener that we'll be doing is the very basic jungle cleave opener where you're just going to stun the DPS. I'm going to lead bash the healer and hopefully my hunter can trap off that. So we do that, but my hunter right here, he gets stunned, so we can't really go for the trap because they're saving Stormbolt to peel the hunter when we're trying to CC. So this team off the bat, I already know that they know what they're doing against hunters. They know that if they just delay trap and make it really, really annoying for my hunter to do anything, it's going to be really hard for us to get things going. So that's what they're doing. They did a really good job of just peeling that, and then now my hunter's in just a bad spot. He's in the middle of the map. Shaman popping cooldowns. Warrior will be popping Avatar. There's the spear down. The trap gets grounded. We get the scatter, but to what? We don't have that much damage. The scatter's over. Intervene got popped on the Shaman, and we're just sitting ducks. But we are utilizing, and this is a really important tip if you're a hunter player, to use knocks. Those knockbacks are so important because it can push the other team into a bad position, and it can also help you survive because you're just knocking people away. And it's really, really important to utilize that utility as a hunter. So now the opener is over, and we didn't get anything, but my hunter got distance, which is good. He pops the arrow, and we get a ball for free. So pretty much, even though the opener was really bad, didn't get anything done, we still got a free cooldown. That's still fine. We got wall, and it makes our next go a bit stronger because then you don't have to force a warrior or a pally cooldown or even the shaman trinket. So again, we're going to be preparing for that. I always tell this to all the ferals that watch my stream or watch me. If you don't have a trap or CC, anything for the healer, damage, whatever, just peel. Cast clone, cast some healing. Make sure your team is safe until the next go. And once they are, you have all your setup, you can start pushing out, and then you can get your stuns ready, build up your combo points. So what I'm doing right now, as my hunter is pushing up, I will be stunning the shaman, then I'll be moving to the pally, maim the pally, and like I said before, this is our second trap go. Before shaman trinket, we got grounding, we got reflect from the warrior. This is a very, very annoying comp to fight as jungle because there are so many things you got to go through from the enemy team. You got grounding totem, you got reflect, intervene, all that type of stuff. We did get sack, so all in all, pretty decent go. We got trinkets, we got sack, shaman used ascendance. We did get the knock back on that because my hunter did a really good job recognizing the situation. The shaman has sack, can't do damage to that, he takes no damage, he has ascendance, so why even try to contend with the shaman with his biggest damage cooldown? So we knock him back, we go pally because there's nothing else to hit. Might as well use your damage on something else. And then as soon as the shaman comes back to us, we'll be switching to the shaman. And we'll be getting ready for our third trap of the game, which I think we do land in a moment. We get the trap, we get the pally, trinket, bop. And yeah, we're getting cooldowns here and there. So overall the game isn't bad. The mana seems pretty bad for us because we're like below half. Pally's like at half. And pally clears up for Hodge. We get the knockback on their go, which is good. We live. I clone the pally, root the warrior for the cross. And yeah, we're doing some damage here. Get intervene for free. And then at this moment is where we lose. My hunter gets absolutely destroyed by the turbo cleave. He's in a stormbolt. The paladin gets a proc wings. There's bloodlust, and he just gets obliterated in like 2 seconds. So that game wasn't that bad, right? I said it wasn't that bad, but looking back at it and actually thinking about the moment in that session, I don't think it was that good because we were getting cooldowns, right? Like we were getting cooldowns every go, but it didn't really seem like we were like pumping them, you know? Sure, we were getting cooldowns, but they're just making trades. I think once we talked about that, we recognized, okay, I think we should be switching up our strat versus melee Cleaves. not really strat, but playstyle. I think one of the best things you can do against Mana Cleaves, especially if they have a warrior, is to not play on script. And what does that mean? That means don't just constantly just tunnel one target and just expect stun trapping to work out all the time. Because if the warrior team knows how to rotate defensives really, really well, it would be really hard to just win like that, right? A typical go one target, stun the healer, stun the kill target. It doesn't work against warrior teams that know how to rotate cooldowns. Like, it can work against the unexperienced ones, but mainly the experienced ones, like 3k plus, 3100 plus. That doesn't work all the time. So what I'm telling my team here is that we should probably be going on the warrior if he intervenes, if he's in battle stance and he has intervene up. Like, for example, if we get a trap but we're on the shaman but the warrior's intervene, just go to the warrior. There's no point in going to the shaman because he's just gonna intervene anyways, and the warrior's gonna be taking the damage, so why not just hit the warrior, force him to D-stance, and if he's in battle stance, that's a bonus. Another scenario, if the paladin sacks the target that we're on, just go on the paladin. If you have damage, just stun the paladin and go him. Maybe get a bubble. And in that way, we're just like going back and forth, hip hopping or hopping around, and we're just making it really unpredictable for the warrior team, because then we're putting pressure at different pressure points in the game. We're creating new kill opportunities, and that's what you're going to see in this game right here. The adjustments that we did that I just talked about. So opener, it's going to be typical again. We're going to open shaman, and I will stun the shaman in a few moments right now. Then we kick the pally. The warrior does the same thing. He snowballs the hunter, so we're not getting the trap because they're just peeling our opener. I did get the bash, but it's pretty useless at that point because we can't follow up because my hunter was CC'd. We get the scatter because everyone is just stacked. We got the warrior on him, and the warrior also intervened the shaman, so we're just stunning the warrior to peel. I get sheared. I'm dying the warrior because he's in battle stance, he's in D-stance, but we're dying the warrior because he's playing us for the hit. And then go back shaman. We got the arrow, my hunter got distance, and we got wall. So pretty much same typical opener as the last one. We got the double stun, but we got peeled. Run away. We got wall because my hunter just cooldown. So same. I get the clone here though, so we can keep going on them. Warrior's in battle stance, so I decide, hey, let's go warrior. That's what we're doing. We stun warrior. As we trap, we got to instant trinket from the warrior because he's in battle stance. So this is what I mean. If the warrior's in battle stance and if we get a trap and you stun him, he has to use a lot of cooldowns because he's just gonna die in that stun. So he instant trinkets, and then there's another kill opportunity for us that's not on the shaman, it's on the warrior. And this is something we utilize later into the game. So our go is over now because our trap's ending. Use scatter on the shaman. We got the double fear, which is really good from a priest because then he doesn't get shimmered. And I hit the shaman here because I just don't want to be stuck on the warrior with the blade storm. Get some dots on him. I kick the pally, so we keep going with the pressure. We got intervene for free because I got the kick on the paladin. So as a feral, if you can land those kicks, it's really, really, really important because it can mean a free cooldown or more pressure for you and your team. And that also netted us a bop. They're switching on to me. They proc my regen, but I should be fine because I got hit by a big radiance. Kill the Wind Fury totem. Cast clone. I do get sheared here, or you got grounded, which is also another useful tip. If you're fighting against shaman teams, make sure to cast clone as feral here and there so you can bait grounding totems and reflex for your hunter or your caster that has to go through those immunities. And then we're just keeping up dots on the shaman, waiting for the trap go. My hunter will go on, I think, the pillar to trap him soon. And I think right here in this next go, we don't actually go on the shaman. Okay, so we got the Hodge on the priest. Get the trap. So this is what I mean, right? When I sit in the starting room, it's a very, very important moment in the game. If we go shaman here, I have no cross easy for the warrior. I don't even have a root because I don't have a proc. If we go shaman, the warrior will just insta intervene him, and that means he's fine in that go. But what I was thinking here is, okay, I noticed that the warrior at this moment does not have defensive stance up. He has no trinket. There's a full trap. We just go warrior. And then I was like, I make the call, we go the warrior. And then boom, we just get Trinket Sack instantly. I still have my stun and I still Berserk up, so I have the most damage possible. That was such a big potent go. And we also got the double fear on the Shaman and the Pally, so the Shaman cannot heal or peel this go. So this means this is the perfect time to go Pally. You stun the Pally. You insta-get Bubble, we get insta-get Trinket. So now at this point, the entire team does not have any outs. And I'm screaming at this point to my team, hey, if we do this one go like this again, clean, we win the game. So I'm telling us, we just have to live until our next go. We just have to live until our next go. And that's what we're trying to do right here. So we're just binding, shotting the Shaman. I got Stormbolted, he's in Battle Stance. I skint instantly because of Spear. And I'm pretty scared for my life because I don't have the regen proc, I have Sharpen. I regen, I try to get some distance from the Warrior. He gets feared. I go back to bear form in a second after my fear. Actually, I know I don't. I actually do have a stun for the Warrior, so I'm fine because I got the stun. And then we are trying to set up again because he has a trap. I root the Warrior. He avatars the root. And then now we're just kind of waiting around for our next stun trap combination. And we do get the trap. We get parried from the Warrior because he realizes that he's a kill target. He has no trinket. And he can die. But he also intervenes my Shaman. But there is a mistake that happened here. And this is why it's really important, if you ever see these type of mistakes when you fight mid Cleaves, to capitalize on them. The Shaman and the Warrior are far away from each other despite the Shaman having intervened. So if you walk away a good distance, I'm not exactly sure the yards or the range on it, but if you walk away from the Warrior that intervened you and there's some clear distance, you don't get the effects of intervene. So the Shaman, where he's standing and where the Warrior's standing, the Shaman won't get the effects of intervene. So I'm like, okay, we can just go on the Shaman right here because he's not standing on his Warrior and he has no trinket. And the Warrior has parry, so we obviously cannot go the Warrior. And we did this so perfect, right? We got the fear. I got the stun instantly on the fear so he doesn't get a chance to tremor. And then we just blow him up right here. We get the mind games, we got the full stun, no intervene, and he's dead. And just like that, it was just a very clean game against a team that we don't usually win against. But I think this is like a really good example of how you should play against melee Cleaves, where it's very off script. You're going from target to target to target depending on what is going on in the game. You know, if someone doesn't have a trinket, you can instantly do so much damage to them with the 100 cooldowns, with mind games, with your cooldowns as Feral. And yeah, I think this is a really good example of a good melee Cleave game as a jungle Cleave, because a lot of our goes were clean here and we were swapping according to what was going on. So yeah, hopefully this was a very helpful for you. I think I will be doing more of these in the future where I have a high rated analysis on games that we have as different comps. Expect some more jungle Cleave, some kitty Cleave, some Feral Shadow Priest, and maybe Feral Mage. But yeah, who knows? But thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.